Happy Thursday. I hope I am live. Let me go check real quick, make sure I am live. And then today we're going to be talking about a lead generation strategy that you can use to magnetize and attract ideal clients every time. I'm going to dive a little. Okay, cool. I'm live. Say, hello, how are you? What's up? Play #replay. So today what we're talking about is a huge this, right? If we're not generating leads, how are we getting business? And so I want to really I'm going to kind of go like a funnel almost in the way I'm going to talk about this, go from the top and then funnel down to what that way or that secret strategy is to generate tons of high quality leads. Now, if you're new to me, my name is Onini Anike. I'm a confidence coach and business strategist, and I help Christian female and mompreneur coaches, consultants, and experts to leverage their unique genius, clarify their message, and land premium clients in less time, spending less time in the social media world. Okay? And today we're just going to look at some ways to generate leads, because leads are a big, huge business and the success of our business. We're constantly growing, wanting to get in front of the right people to expand our business and gain clients. So leads is, now I'm starting here first because I do not recommend that you use ads, because that's what buying leads are, until you're at consistent 10K months, because ads require you really have a real honed in knowledge of your offer, honed in knowledge of your audience. There's testing involved. There's obviously money involved, and you can lose a lot of money if you have not really had these foundational pieces honed in and you haven't organically validated your messaging, your offer, your audience. You end up losing a lot of money. This is a route I see a lot of newbie coaches go the route of. A lot of entrepreneurs go this route thinking, oh, it's the easy way. Just put some money in. I'm going to get all these leads and make all this money. And it's not. So that is one way to generate leads, but I say that's more of a scale tactic. Once you are consistently at 10K months and above, then you can afford to put money into the testing piece of ads. The next is organic. And so organic has many pieces to it. The first I would say is partnerships. So what does that look like? Partnerships is partnering with people who have your audience, right? You're leveraging other people's audiences. So you can partnership is more of you partnering up with maybe another coach, being referral partners to each other. If they have a client who needs the expertise that you have, or you have a client who has expertise, and so there's about a bit of referral there. Maybe there's a fee or something that you pay each other, etc. Partnerships could be you doing a workshop or training with another coach in a group or something like that. That could also be you just leveraging other people's audiences. So someone who has an audience that is, your people, but is not a competitor, you can say, hey, I can do a workshop or training, provide value to their audience. And in exchange, you're able to gather leads, right? People who are interested, you have a lead magnet of some sort, and you get them on your email list or whatever you bring people to. Maybe you have a Facebook group. So that's another way. Podcast, be a podcast guest is another way to leverage other people's audiences and generate leads, right? Get on podcasts that have your ideal clients who listen to it and share value specific to how you can help them and what's going on for them. And obviously leave some type of freebie, opt-in, or something like that. Summits, speaking, these are all different ways to leverage other people's audiences to bring your ideal clients into your world. Networking events, face-to-face things, exactly the same thing. Talking to people, giving them a reason to jump on a call with you, even if it's a free call, to come into your world. Now, let's talk specifically social media in terms of being in other people's groups, right? Because I'm pretty sure that's how a lot of you are getting your leads, is you're going into other people's groups, you're providing value to some extent, you're making connections with people, and you're inviting them, to friend you so they can see your profile where you'll have amazing content, which is the key part to this, or to join your Facebook group if that's what you have. Another way to grow community of great leads in there. Or if you have Instagram or LinkedIn, wherever it is that you hang people back from those spaces that you're spending, bringing them into your world. Now, the key here with lead gen, bringing them into your world and keeping them in your world. You don't have anything that showcases your expertise, that showcases that you are value them, because our mind's thinking, how can this person help me, or what value does this person bring to my life? Then they may go on to the next person. So this is where the crux of why people struggle with generating high quality leads is not a lead gen problem per se, because I've just given you like 5, if not like 6 or 7 different ways to generate leads. Lead generation is not the issue. The issue is usually comes down to a lack of clarity in your messaging. So that's why messaging is the foundation and is so important. Because if you're not clear, or you're not specific about who you help and how you help, those leads that you bring in will just disappear. They'll go somewhere else. They'll find someone else who is more clear, who they can understand and who they can see helping them. Okay? So that's where the strategy I'm going to tell you about is a really strong lead gen strategy to not just bring in high quality leads, but to move them into clients, which is the ultimate goal, right? And so a big part of that is being able to have a clear understanding of your audience and creating content that is going to move the needle forward. So it comes right back, right? We're seeing that if you've been following me or listening to any of my trainings or reading any of my posts, they're just fundamental pieces we cannot overlook or skip over or just ignore because maybe we're not a fan of it or we're not comfortable with it. And I know that, in your business, you're doing well if you're in my world and you're attracting clients and you're landing clients, but you want more consistency, you want more, sustainability in your business. This is something we're constantly going back to refine and define for ourselves to make sure we are bringing in the right people. So our messaging needs to be really on point. Once we have clarity in our messaging, then we are consistently putting out content and posts that are showcasing that value, that are helping move the needle. So what does helping move the needle mean and look like? That's why I brought out my my little handy notebook for y'all. So what does that look like? So that's about creating magnetic, highly converting content, okay? So this is, again, to attract the right people and repel the people that we don't want in our world, so that they understand that we know they have a problem or there's a desire that they wish. We know how to help them solve that. We have a process in place to help them solve that. We can get people results, right? Testimonials, etc. And then we are the right person for them. So our values, our beliefs, our way of being is something they resonate with and they want to be connected to. So there's actually 9 different frameworks that I share with my clients as to how to really showcase this, right? Because you can do it in one post, and I'm actually going to share with you a really powerful script framework that you can use. But you have to recognize that people are constantly looking at what you're putting out there. It really does take several touch points for someone to move from being a stranger to someone who is potentially a client. For the most part, they have to consume your content, right? They have to watch your lives, read your posts, your blogs, whatever it may be, to feel like, okay, I want to take the next steps. That's just the world we live in right now. I think that number has increased year after year. So you want to make sure you're putting out things consistently that is speaking to that. So what are the things you want to speak to? So we talked about speaking to, where they are right now, acknowledging what's happening for them, so that they know that you understand them on a deep level. This, again, brings awareness to the problem. It brings awareness to them that, oh, you know what I'm going through. I always use the example of if you meet someone on the street and you go, oh, my arm hurts, and they are able to describe in detail what that problem is happening in your arm, you automatically assume they must know the solution, right? If you're like, oh, my arm hurts, and they're like, was it a tingling pain? Does it start from your elbow and go all the way down your arm? I mean, all the way down to your fingers. When you kind of stretch it, does it really feel like a burning pain? And then like every time you try to lift it up, you only feel like you can only get halfway. Like when someone's able to describe what you're experiencing in detail, we automatically assume that they know they can help us. They're of value. And so you want to be able to create posts that are talking and bringing awareness. This is not just shouting pain, right? We talked about that. But this is important that we bring to their awareness that knowledge of what's happening and that we understand that. The second is what makes you different. Remember, I told you the internet, online, social media world it's noisy. And so how do we differentiate ourselves? So you talk about how you stand out. What is it that makes your offer different, your process different, makes you different, maybe your story. And that's a big part of, your selling proposition is just you understand what they're going through because you've had a similar experience and you're passionate about this specific transformation that you help your clients get. Stories is important too. What makes you different? How do you sell to the gap? How do you differentiate yourself in the online space? You want to talk about the cost of inaction. So what does this mean? Our normal, natural human instinct is to be hesitant, right? We're cautious, especially now because most people have bought. Most people have, experiences that may not be the best. And so we like to hold. We all know that, right? It's uncomfortable. You don't bring to their mind that you have to take not fake FOMO or any of that stuff. Now is the time. Don't wait for next month or the new year. I'll wait till the new year to start. Start in the new year when you can start today, right? You're gonna tomorrow. You're gonna be the same. It's gonna be in the same place. So why not start tomorrow, right? Or start. So the cost of inaction. You want to create objections. This is big because this is going to help you when it comes to calls who are ideal. We're talking about attracting your clients. If you can speak to their objections before they even give you the objection, you've already kind of won half the battle, right? If you're able to speak to the time objection, why, if your people are always like, we don't have enough time, or investment objection, right? I don't have the money, or what else? What are some other things? I have to talk to my spouse objection, or whatever it may be. If you're able to speak to that in your content ahead of time, you blow through so much of that objections because now they have the opportunity to read and to themselves just go through that psychological buying process and that process of, okay, yeah, she's invested or she's done this and I can do it too, right? So that's something to think about too. And then painting the transformation, right? Always reminding them of what is it that they desire and how can you help them get there? All of this is incredibly important when you bring leads. Because the thing is, when I hear people say, I don't have leads or I don't have high quality leads, it's not that you're not generating leads. It's not that the people in your audience right now are not your ideal clients. It's because you're not speaking to those people. You're not speaking to the ones who are ready. You're not speaking to the ones who want and are looking for a solution in a way that brings them closer to you. And so because they're watching maybe, or maybe they're like, maybe I'm not sure what this person does, I'm gonna move on to somebody else. So that's why it's so key that your message be clear and that your content be strategic and intentional, not just posting anything. Have a plan of action with what you do post so that you are moving the needle forward, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure most of you are not like fans of creating content all the time. That's a huge barrier for a lot of entrepreneurs. I have to create content, I'm creating content, and I'm not seeing any traction with it, right? I'm not seeing any ROI. I'm not getting as much interest just because I'm posting. So we want to be intentional about what we're posting, how we're posting, what we're saying, and that we're helping to move the needle forward. We're helping to overcome objections. We're helping to help them see where they can be, what's possible for them, right? We're sharing testimonials. We're sharing our own stories. We are speaking into their desires. We're speaking into their challenges. We are getting on the, honing in they're looking for, because that's the key. That's the key to not just lead gen, because page, read it and be like, oh, I want to know more. I want to follow this person. I'm intrigued. They know what's happening for me. They have a solution for me. And obviously in other groups, depending on what's allowed. So obviously if you allow promo in some groups, then according to the rules, right? We always want to follow rules and be mindful. So promo, if you can, and of frameworks, because that's more than the ones where people are always like, everyone jump on it. I mean, that's great. That's a great strategy. Obviously, you can get a leads from that, right? Like, oh, I have this free, if you are blah, 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 and you want it, drop emoji. Great. Those are strategies. So don't not. However, they may not be as targeted, right? Because you'll have everyone who kind of has that problem come to you. But now how do you narrow down those people who come to you and be able to say, these are the serious ones, right? The ones who are serious about actually taking action, and the ones who are just freebie seekers and are looking for everything free and tire kickers and waste your time. You want to differentiate the two. And the best way to do that is then through your content, is where you really get serious about who is the type of person you want to work with. So you bring all those people in, but then you start to narrow content, okay, in your messaging. So that's where you really want to focus. Like I said, I'm actually going to share with you a framework that encompasses some of these pieces. Give me a minute. So that you can think about this. And if this is something you struggle with, or an area that you really you understand you really need support in, your messaging and your content, this is what I help my clients do. We actually spend about 3 weeks really honing in on their ideal dream client. So again, not just the avatar, their ideal dream client, and then we go from there, and utilizing the information and market research that they've done, we then focus on their messaging. And it's not just create an I help statement. It's beyond that. It's about calling their dream client through words that articulate and communicate, what they're looking for, where they're at, what objections they have, and what's possible for them in a specific formula and in the flow. So that is what I help my clients do. We talk about messaging. We go into your content creation with the different, like I said, the I share with them in depth, and we work through how to create a strategy around that. So where they're going live, right? It's also the same concept with being live and doing a live video training, how to break. Okay, so if that's something you're interested in, mine still open. It'll be open on January when we start. Well, it'll be open at least until before Christmas. So if that is something you're interested in, I highly, highly, highly invite you to apply, see what's there. I will put the link to the sales page below, so you can take a look, see what you get. But honestly, it breaks down our curriculum as well, so you get to see like every week what we're going to be working on, what we're going to be focusing on. If you don't want to wait till 2023 to meet your revenue goals, then I definitely highly recommend that you apply, and that you come and join us and walk away with everything you need in your messaging marketing side to have the best year 2022 possible. Okay, now let me share with you this, like I said, framework, so you can take it. So you can start off with their top desire or their aspirational. So you want to call in, again, people who are, like we talked about days ago, empowered, who are action takers, who see themselves as who want to take grow themselves, right? Grow themselves is the best way. Instead of people who are disempowered, who want you to save them, who are complainers and for everything. You don't want those people. You want people who are empowered, who are implementers, and who've done success in one aspect of their life, but are looking for success in this area that you help them with. So they're aspirational, finding out who they want to be. So for y'all, I would say, hey, I see how powerful you are. I see how you're helping create change with your gifts and the impact that you're having. And then I talk about their top desires, right? I know that you desire to be recognized as a top coach in your niche, that you desire to make huge impact, and to have the income that goes with that, and the freedom in Bobby, the freedom in to have a wonderful, amazing, thriving business and still be present for your family and grow your family. That's one of their desires, right? They really want to have the income, the impact, and the freedom. So that's the top desire. Then we move into the external problem. So what does that mean, right? What's keeping them? What's holding them back? So I would say the problem is you don't know how to communicate powerfully what you do in a way that's going to actually connect and convert to sales. Because that's the ultimate barrier, honestly, for most entrepreneurs, is because they're not able to communicate what they do. They're not getting as many clients as they like. There's a disconnect between them and their audience. So that's the external meaning. Cheche, please don't do that, please. The internal problem is, and what does that make them feel? We say it makes them feel frustrated. It makes them feel overlooked, right? Like when they wake up in the morning, these are the things that they are experiencing, right? So you want to talk about that. Then you want to talk about the philosophical problem. I love this. So this is your own personal belief about what's going on, right? And so I believe that, as an amazing woman, amazing mom, amazing coach, you shouldn't have to spend hours online with inconsistent income months, when you're so good at what you do. Like that's gonna call someone who's like, yeah, I agree, I shouldn't have to be doing all this. I'm amazing. Why is no one seeing this? Why is no one seeing my greatness and how much income, how much impact I can make, and that I'm great at what I do and I can actually change their lives, right? Why is no one seeing this? So we talk about that. Then we infuse some empathy, right? Like, I get it. I know what that feels like, right? I understand that struggle, right? Of not being able to communicate in a powerful way, or communicate and connect in a powerful way with your audience, with the people you are meant to serve. With that, because I've been there, I know that. And then you're infusing your authority. This is important too, remember? So you can say, like, in the past, for me, 2 years, I've helped dozens of coaches master their marketing message and naturally enjoy an 80 to 90% conversion in their sales as a result of my methodology. Cheche, please stop. As a result of my methodology. So that's me infusing authority, being able to say, I get where you're going. I have helped other people, right? This is important. Have you helped someone else get this result? My authority is I've helped other people get to where you want to go. So that's the authority. The next is a plan, right? And this is why I created X. So for me, mine would be the mom's method. That's the method that I use in the mastermind. That's the method that I use with my one-on-one clients to help them attract premium clients consistently. It's a method to help them, clarify their message, leverage their genius, and attract consistently premium clients, so they can get fully booked plan. And then I can break down a little bit about my process. I'm not going to go here with it because it's pretty lengthy. But then once I share that, then I give them a call to action, right? I put it on the table. I say, you can apply to work with me privately. Check out my mastermind. Maybe, you can download my free guide. Whatever it may be, some type of next steps for them to take is important. And then the last is and you don't have to infuse this part, but it can be really powerful too. So they can avoid some type of pain, something they're trying to get away from. So you can stop the feast and famine mode, right? Which is what a lot of my dream clients are going through. Is they're great at what they're doing. They are making income. They are having clients, but it's not consistent, right? And so they're giving up all their time trying to get. So I can say, so you can stop the feast and famine mode. You can stop chasing clients and spinning, and then enjoy this success, which is, and instead imagine a calendar full of clients and sales calls, your launches, and you have amazing clients reaching out to you every single day. There you go. That is one of the frameworks. Just checking this, and that I help my clients put together in order to call out their dream clients, their dream people. So even posting this and someone reads it, they're like, oh, okay, I agree with this. I get this. I understand where you're coming from. Because a bit of this is also kind of your mission, right? And the way you envision and what should be happening, but isn't. But why you're different and how you can. So this is something that you can use and come back, watch this a couple of times. But see like the framework that I use to break this down. Okay. So this is one of the ways that you can really attract and convert some people in your audience. Is there any questions? Sorry, my computer is acting all funny. Let me go back. Are there any questions to this? So if you're with me, say hello. Let me know if you have any questions. And I will dive into that. If not, that is what I have for you, ladies, today. So again, if this is an area that you want, where this is an area where you're like, okay, I'm ready to take that leap. I'm done again with the feast of famine. I'm done with, I want a plan to make sure that I am bringing in clients consistently, not just clients, dream premium clients, right? So clients who we love, who we are excited to work with, who take action, do the work, get amazing results, as well as having a high ticket offer in place. Then I invite you to apply again to the mastermind. This is one of the areas that we work deeply on, is your messaging and your marketing, so that your messaging aligns with your marketing to attract the people that you want to attract in your world, so you can generate leads to your world, right? So if this is an area that, again, you need support in or want help in, or you're just curious about, or even if you just want to talk through it, send me a DM. I've had quite a few of you message me. Thank you for those of you who have, and just share where you're at and what you're looking for. No problem. If you are like, I have some questions, whatever it may be, do not hesitate to send me a DM and we can talk through it, and I can share if it's a good fit, or, look at where the holes may be in your business, in your lead gen or your sales process, or even in your messaging, and maybe give you some clarity around that so that you feel ready to go for 2022, because 2021 is almost done. And if you weren't able to meet your income goals this month, whatever it may be, I again invite you to the mastermind, because that's what we work on. It's really laying out that plan, having a strategic plan in place for you, and getting you to where you want to be as quickly as possible. All right. Until next time, ladies, have a wonderful rest of your evening, your day, your night, wherever you are in the world. I will see you all. I have a mini training tomorrow. And this one is all about like sales and objection handling, and how to actually like cut that all out in the first place. So if that's something you're interested in, join me tomorrow and we will talk. All right. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening, rest of your afternoon, and God bless. Take care.